Hey guys, this is Gary and I'm here with an ABC Lightsworn about to sprinkle you with some magic and some mechanical engineering. Hey guys, I'm here with my ABC Lightsworn. So today I did some changes, updated a few things. Hopefully you guys like it. I'm hoping it's a lot better from what I've been doing playtesting wise. It's been very consistent. I'm actually been able to take on some Soter decks. Pretty proud of that. So to start it off, I have Raiden of the Lightsworn, your pretty boy of the deck basically. He's just gonna stand there, look pretty, and mill cards to the graveyard, which pretty much you want your ABCs in there. As soon as your ABCs get in there, the stuff starts going ham. People start getting scared of you. They want an Abyss Dweller early. So after my 3 Lightsworn, I run 3 Lumina. With Lumina, if you do some of the plays right, what I like about her is that once you mill a Lumina into the graveyard and then you have a Lumina in your hand, you usually do the whole summon Lumina, pitch, probably a Raiden or something. Doesn't matter what you pitch. You can pitch an ABC, which is just as good, or even a Machina Fortress, which I'll get into more later. And what happens is you summon Lumina, Lumina summons herself, then she summons Raiden, and you can do Raiden's mill. And basically you got 3 cards on field and probably like an ABC lights, or probably an ABC in there, something very efficient that's going to make your opponent have to go solemn. After that, I got the 2 Wolves. I was running him at 3 in my last deck profile. The reason I'm not running him at 3 no more is because, let's all be honest, no one likes Wolf in their hand. And that is the bane of Lightsworn. I even considered maybe taking him out if I could think of a turbo that would make it work, where I just use Lumina, Raiden as my main Lightsworns. But I'm kind of worried about amounts of targets, so I'm not too sure about that. But 2 has been really good for me. I still get the summon from the mills a lot. Other things I get to do with the deck is just, he comes out, I get to usually almost get a Borrow load out really early usually. So he's a really good card, so just kind of frustrating. Then now we're going to get into the engineering part of the deck, the not the bread, but kind of the butter. So basically I got 3 Assault Cores. With the Assault Cores, what I do with them is basically they come out. Usually I try to just do, if I have to normal summon and I don't have like a Union Hanger or something, at least he's a good 1900 beat stick that's gonna at least make your opponent go, dang, I gotta bring something over 1900 out just to attack that. And if they kill him, I get to do his whole effect, which I bring one from the graveyard, add it to my hand, and then depending on what's going on, plays can be going off from there. Buster Drake is one of my favorite cards. Usually if I get like a Union Hanger out, I'll usually summon him and then summon Wyvern afterwards. So after Wyvern summon, if they try to destroy him or pop him, Wyvern will get popped instead, go to the graveyard. After Wyvern goes to the graveyard, I special summon from my hand, which usually by this whole time, I have another ABC in hand and I could just special summon on their turn, which makes it where on my turn, I don't have to waste a normal summon to get like a Curious or anything out like that. Then, just as I was saying earlier, I got my 3 Wyverns. These guys are pretty amazing. They literally allow you to just keep the cycling going. Usually what I try to do is if I have Union Hanger out, I always try to put Wyvern as the attached piece, because if he's the attached piece, every time they try to pop or target my monster that is in the monster zone, they will have to pop him, and once he's popped, I just special summon on my opponent's turn. It's kind of like a Yang Zing play, almost, but not exactly. And then here's a little bit of the spice, or a spicy chili we like to call it here. I got 2 silver gadgets. And you know what comes with 2 silver gadgets, folks? 2 gold gadgets. So what I do with the gadgets is, because they got a new Link monster recently in the last set, basically this card just became a lot better. It's a light target, so works with my deck very well. The gold gadget, silver gadget can basically constantly keep me consistent with summons and allow me to just get Borrow load or really any link I need really early. So I just like them because they're really efficient with the meta right now, and they're really good and they look cool. I just like how they look, like gold gadget, silver gadget, like you just can't beat those colors. Alright guys, and then here's my extra spice to this spice. Pretty much my habanero of the deck is 2 Machina Fortresses. They're pretty much the defense of your deck basically, and his tech is actually very interesting. So he's actually more old meta back in the day, like the whole Machina like Union monster deck thing. But what's cool right now is his effect is basically like a hand trap effect now, which is the meta, which everyone's like doing all these effects from the hand, trying to be all, ooh, I'm second, but on your turn, I'm going to say no to half your turn. You know, he doesn't do nothing ridiculous like that. He's not a danger or nothing. But what's cool about him is he allows you, if he's in your hand or he gets milled, so he's never hinged by the Lightsworn effect, you can pitch 2 machine monsters, which is usually going to be your ABC cards or himself. And then basically once you pitch them, you send him to the graveyard, you got ABCs in the graveyard, you could special summon him, now you got him on board, and he has a really annoying effect that if he's targeted by a monster effect, you get to discard a random card from your opponent's hand. No one likes their hand getting touched. I don't even like my own hand getting touched. So yeah, this guy is really good right now. I think he's really cool. The whole pitching, he could be you can pitch from the graveyard, pitch from your hand, if he's in graveyard or hand. It's just a really good card to just get plays off. I've done some ridiculous, like, just because he gets milled by Lightsworn, I've been able to go off, bring out 2 Buster Dragons, and then it's pretty ridiculous. I like him a lot. Now we're going to get into the spell cards. So I hope you guys like the spell cards. So the spell cards are kind of interesting. Union Hanger, Union Hanger, Union Hanger. Only thing about this, my last one's not shiny. You know what Union Hanger does. Basically, once I activate it, I get to search for an ABC. Then when a Union monster is summoned, I get to equip and continue the change from there. Next, you're going to be running something for the Lightsworns. You got to run the 3 Solar Recharge. You just need draw power in this deck. Sometimes you just got to get to the cards you need. All you need is 1 Lumina sometimes, and the whole thing goes beautifully. Or sometimes you just need 1 more Wyvern on board, or 1 more Buster Drake. Get one of those. It's just great because like all you do is discard the wolf. Like that card you don't want in your hand, you discard the wolf. Bam, recharge. 2 cards in your hand you do need. Alright, next basically is going to be Charge of the Light Brigade. Got 3 of these. Basically more mills. Get to add a Lightsworn to hand. Usually I add Lumina or Raiden depending on the hand I have at the time. Obviously you don't put wolf in your hand. So next this is where the spice basically really begins. I actually have 2 Photon Sanctuaries now in the deck, which is a really great card in this meta, basically with the whole Link meta, or Link climbing and stuff. Basically what I do is I use Photon Sanctuary, just instantly bring out a Hippo Shinigami, you know, Starboy basically. Everyone's happy, I get a free Link, I just go off from there, bring out a Buster Dragon, 2 Buster Dragons, 3 Buster Dragons if I somehow link another direction, who knows. Next, I got the most important card of your deck. Terraforming. Common. We also got Burial from a Different Dimension and another Burial from a Different Dimension. This card, it literally can make you like 2 Buster Dragons in a turn. And then your opponent usually scoops. Because no one wants to deal with someone pitching cards from their hand, which benefits you. And then after you pitch, you banish cards on the field of your choice. Pretty much sad boys. And then finally, the 1-0s. Monster Reborn. We know what that does. Another Buster Dragon. And then we got Foolish Burial. You know, pitch more ABCs, pitch a wolf just because I want wolf out. Pitch whatever you want. Just pitch something. That's all my spell cards. Now for the trap cards. Alright, there's my trap cards. I hope you guys like those cards. Those were really good cards, right? And now for the extra deck. Now the extra deck, pretty straightforward, not too crazy, but I changed a couple things. Hopefully you guys think this is good. If you guys have better recommendations or what you think would be better for ABC Lightsworn, let me know, because like I said, I'm part of this rogue channel just trying to build my deck with the cool things I think are cool, spicy techs, and taking ideas from other people that want to help me get better at the game. Like, I take all advice and everything positively. So I got, for one of them is Bunjin Tsukiyomi. Don't mind my pronunciation, I suck at saying everything. Basically, he's just good for like you have a bad hand, or like you have 1 card in hand, you could do 1 more extension and just want to see what you draw next. Like, it's just a really good little card to reset your hand real quick. Usually I do it when I have 1 card left in hand, and I'll just be like, okay, it's an ABC left, pitch, draw 2 cards. You know, just continues chains a little bit. Next I have 2 Minervas. We all know what Minerva does, the old school prize card, you know, ridiculous price back in the day. Now not so much, but still a great card. Pretty much she allows more milling, she can pop, she gives you draw power. She just helps out with everything with the deck that needs to like push it forward to get the plays out. So, or if you want to just sit on her because your opponent doesn't want to pop her and risk losing their cards, it's just a good card to sit on when you have like a brick hand that all you can get out is a Minerva, which is usually, if I have that, I'll be honest, in this day of age meta, I scoop. Next, I will be talking about some of my other cards. I got Hippo Hishinigan, Starboy, whatever. Basically what he's going to do for the deck, he's just another light link that I can use to help get my Buster Dragons out. Photon Sanctuary is a great target for him. And pretty much he's a star. So I also got Nightmare Phoenix. Nightmare Phoenix, just pop a back row, you can do the co-link effect if you want. It's not necessary. As long as you get that back row out the way, usually you're fine. So basically, Clifford Genius, very good link monster for machine decks, especially a deck that's Lightsworn machine. What I basically do is, once I summon him and get like a Buster Dragon out, on my opponent's turn, I'll bounce him, bring back all 3 ABC Dragons, and once I bring back all 3 ABC Dragons, his effect goes off where I can search out a level 5 or higher machine type monster and special summon it.
So you don't special.
Damn it.
You just search.
Oh yeah, it's the effect of Machina that lets me do it. That's why I'm not taking it. Alright, next card is going to be Clifford Genius. Basically with this link monster, if I have a Buster Dragon out on my opponent's turn, I use this quick effect, bounce him back, and once I bounce him back, I basically have all 3 ABC Dragons. Damn it, not dragons. God damn it. What is with me, right? Messing up on this. It's because I don't use this card.
You're saying too much.
Yeah.
You don't, I mean, I understand wanting to explain, but you could just be like, Clifford Genius, unaffected by links, spell and traps, and if I summon all my ABCs with Buster Dragon's effects to his link zones, I can search out a Machina Fortress.
Okay.
You can keep it hella simple like that. Like easy.
Alright, so Clifford Genius, basically, pretty good card, 2 machine monsters. Once I bring them out, if I get my Buster Dragon out on my opponent's turn, do a quick effect, get all my ABCs out, and then he will allow me to search out a Machina Fortress, which with Machina Fortress, if I have 2 more machines in my hand, pitch, special summon, now I got a Machina Fortress. The next card that I've been really liking in this deck is Platinum Gadget, which is a really good card right now. The only thing that sucks about it is he can't be linked away. But there's so many ways around that in this meta that honestly it doesn't really matter to me. So with him, I use him, get a gadget to a link zone. Once the gadget gets to the link zone, special summon again because of his effect. I can pretty much fill up my board and board load that same turn. It's disgusting. We got your Curious the Lightsworn Dominion. Love her. She just gives you another pitch, draw power, and then when she leaves the field, you're usually able to pull like your Monster Reborn back, Foolish Barrier, whatever you need at the time. Borreload, just because it's Borreload. Let's be real. No one likes dealing with him unless they got a Kaiju or something. Scarlet Dragon, Archfiend. Honestly, he's kind of just filler right now. He's a cool card. I don't really get to pull him out as much as I want to. But he's just kind of just taking up a space just to have more options in my deck just in case of weird scenarios. I got Michael the Lightsworn, just everyone hates seeing him get out. Pay 1,000, banish a card, deal with that monster I don't want to deal with. Problem solved. Star Eater, pretty much a really funny card to just get out on someone, especially if you know they're just baiting out let's say like a Psalm Warning or something. You just be like, well, Star Eater. Alright, attack. And last but not least, the most important card of the deck. ABC Dragon Buster. This card pretty much solves all your problems. And he's a 3K beat stick. And it's not a light stick at all. Love the guy. He's been in my deck since day one. Ever since Yu-Gi Boom helped me put the deck together, it's just been one of my favorite cards. So I hope you guys liked my extra deck. That's all I really got for you guys today. ABC Lightsworn, one of my favorite decks and one of the decks I keep reviving almost every season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi Boom helped me put it together. People like Joe and Machuca, they all helped me make this deck. So it's one of my favorite decks and I'll always be turboing it out as much as I can. Like, subscribe, let me know what you guys think of the deck. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any ideas or any recommendations, please let me know in the comments. Just let us know. We like to take criticism in all forms. I'm a rogue deck player, he's a rogue deck player, she's a rogue deck player, we're all rogue deck players. We just want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And have fun. See you guys next time. Yu-Gi Boom out.